Hi, and welcome to Innovators Unscripted. I'm Mary Beth McGaugh, Chief Customer Officer at Index Exchange, and I am so excited to be here today at Cannes with Oleg. Oleg, introduce yourself.
Thank you for having me. I'm Oleg Korenfeld. I'm the Group President of Tech and Platforms for CMI Media Group. We are a WPP healthcare agency.
Amazing. Let's get into some questions. You ready?
Let's do this.
How do you think about the supply path optimization in a category like healthcare, where trust and accountability are crucial?
We've been on this SPO journey for the last 2 years, and where it started actually is us understanding that just relying on the DSP to pick supply for us is not enough when we're looking for literally a needle in a haystack when it comes to certain types of healthcare audiences that we're looking after. So that set us down the path of understanding and simplifying the stack behind the DSP. And that got us to where we are today.
How do you think a smarter supply path has really changed the outcomes that you see for clients?
In simplest terms, I think we can pay publishers more out of the money that we're already paying in the first place. For every dollar that we spend, we now have a much better idea what gets spent in the middle.
Yeah.
And what actually moves the needle as far as what publisher gets, because there's a direct correlation of the value that the publisher sees to the type of impressions we buy and what quality really means to us.
I love that. That's amazing. All right. Moving on to our next question. As data quality becomes increasingly important, how are supply-side signals changing the way that healthcare marketers engage in their audiences?
So that's a very new concept programmatically for us, again, because historically as agencies, we relied on DSPs for all of it. I feel like in the last year or so, the concept of moving the understanding of the data-driven understanding of the audience to the supply side of the coin, there's a lot of assumption and expectation that because you're closer to the publisher, the match rates should be better. To be honest with you, we need to prove it out at scale.
Yeah.
Conceptually, it works. In small tests, it works.
Yeah.
But in order for us to truly move away, because again, healthcare agencies, we're often kind of set in the ways that why fix
change is hard, right?
Why fix what's not broken until you can truly prove that it's broken, right?
Yeah.
So I absolutely see value of moving in this kind of programmatic daisy chain, moving understanding of the audience closer to the publisher, and my questions will be obviously how much better the match rates are, because that will mean we can buy better inventory, but also is that data cheaper? Yeah.
And when you think about match rates, like, I think for some of our healthcare providers, it's such a small audience in some cases. Like, what are you looking for in terms of success? What would success look like for you?
Because the audience often is small, not always, because there's two types of audience. We go after doctors and patients, the most simplistic. Obviously, it's a broader spectrum, but in the end of the day, when we go after HCPs, healthcare professionals, it's a fairly
that was
small
kind of the group I was
sample,
thinking of.
Right? So understanding the audience and sharing in the same identifier at every step of the way. We use NPI IDs for that, and we expect the sell side to have the same NPI IDs as we do. Because of that, we expect match rates to be very, very high.
Got it. That's amazing. I'm very excited to see that. If you had to describe CMI Media Group in one word, what would it be?
Innovative.
Oh, I love that. That's a great
Hell
one.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. How does moving decisioning closer to the impression help deliver more effective omni-channel campaigns?
So omni-channel orchestration is a big key to our overall success as an agency. We've been doing omni-channel for about a decade now.
Nice.
And as new channels kind of get added, understanding a consumer across those channels becomes that much more important, because again, we're a media agency. Our job is to invest our clients' dollars as efficiently and effectively as possible. So finding the audience and deduplicating that audience across multitude of channels we need to speak to them is part of what we are expected to do on a day-to-day basis. So omnichannel can mean different things, because in healthcare, omnichannel actually is so much more than just paid media.
Yeah.
But we are the paid media piece. So for us, it's explaining to our clients how we fit in their overall omnichannel strategy that includes sales reps, that includes their own CRM stacks. It includes a lot of other things where paid media plays a role, but often plays a role on an island. Our job is to kind of bring it into the overall stack.
And hopefully moving decisioning closer to the impression will also give you guys more data both on the sell side and on the DSP side, right? To really understand the full, I think of it as the full outcome from top to bottom across from a signaling perspective.
It's in the end, it's efficiency of the investment.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Love it. All right, keep going. What's one AI claim you don't fully buy yet?
I'm suspicious by nature.
So all of it? No, kidding.
That's a difficult question.
Yeah.
You know what? The one claim that I can't buy is that this can all be done without human involvement.
Totally agree.
I think in the end of the day, you need someone to validate and someone to truly be responsible for the process. And this is where I think the role of a human who understands how to take advantage of these different types of AI. It's not one thing. AI is not a monolith.
Right.
It's kind of every stage of our planning and buying process may have a need for different application of AI. Someone needs to be able to string that, and I think that's the role for the human.
What about AI has excited you the most?
Speed, accuracy, and depth of insight. I would really focus on those three things. If you strip away the noise, if you strip away kind of all the hoopla, in the end of the day, what are we trying to achieve here?
Yeah.
We want to be faster. We want to be more accurate with and we want to have more access to the data set so we can make smarter decisions in time to actually do something about it. When campaigns
it's not like a 3-month or a 6-month lag. The MMM is quicker and giving you real-time insights. I love that.
So in the end of the day, when I'm being asked like, what is the value, it's those three things. It always comes back to like, am I faster? Am I more accurate? Do I know more about what I need to know?
Next question is, when you think about partnering more with sell side to really kind of get closer to the impression, what is something that you think will be easier to do with sell side decisioning that you potentially can't do or it's harder to do on the DSP side?
I think I can get back to having a more productive conversations with publishers by relying on sell side or kind of curation. It's more direct connection.
Yeah, that makes total sense. All right. Healthcare marketing comes with a unique privacy and compliance ecosystem, is what I'm going to call it.
Sure does.
How are you applying AI in ways that are responsible and effective within that ecosystem?
You know, it's an interesting question that I've been asked in the last 3 years a million times. And it took me a while to kind of arrive to a place where I actually realized that we've kind of been ready for this. We've been in this very controlled environment our entire lives.
Yeah.
So when the concepts of AI came into what we do, we were ready to be careful.
You had the governance in place almost more so than other people did.
We have. And then the next step after that was, all right, because we know AI is not one thing, then what are the different types of AI? And what are the stages of the planning and buying process that we are responsible for, from insights to planning to activation to measurement? Each one of those stages may need a different AI approach.
Right.
That becomes a much easier conversation with a client, with anybody else, because it simplifies it and you don't have to feel it as like one big thing.
Right.
It's kind of like, all right, let's talk about automation.
Right.
Now let's talk about predictive.
Let's talk about NPI versus, Then
we can talk about generative, because generative AI is probably the one thing that truly requires more of that kind of legal involvement, because it's out of the old applications of AI, that's the only one that actually creates something new that didn't exist before. And this is where lawyers get uncomfortable.
Yeah, that makes total sense. That sounds very effective and responsible. All right. What's one trait you think the best innovators all share?
Curiosity.
Ooh, such a good answer. I love that. You've worked in programmatic a long time.
Since the beginning.
Since the beginning. You know kind of everything about our industry. If you had a magic wand, what's one thing you would change about programmatic?
Oh my God. I would make the middleware less lucrative.
Okay. Cleaner supply paths, I guess, call it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.